We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field.
They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up
with the San Francisco 49ers. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now it's Wilson. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's at the 40, the 20. He will score. Touchdown, 49ers. Do it! So how about that? You want to talk about coming into a hostile environment and just silencing the crowd? They just did it.
Couldn't be a better start. There's no way. All week long, they've talked about having this type of a start, but I think they looked at it from the offensive team's perspective. You know, get the opening kickoff. You guys control the ball. A lot of people are now going to say, okay, now your offense, will they be out of whack? No, not at all. They're going to be absolutely happy. They're relaxed. They took care of business for them. They don't have any pressure now. They can just go play.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Now a play fake here on first down.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked off at the 48.
And the 49ers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Lance looking to throw it.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection.
Running on first down is Mostert, but he can only manage a yard, and that's about it before he's tackled.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here's Lance.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. That's swung out to Mostert.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Oh, Gold missed it. It's no good. Wide to the left, off the mark, and this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good. Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 58 yards. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The return man, Wilson. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Fighting through, and he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. It's been a long day for you. Mike 5-4, Mike 5.
They'll look to throw here. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Touchdown! Antonio Gibson, an 11-yard touchdown. And Washington has taken the lead. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Now it's Wilson. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it.
Mostert hit and he drops the ball.
But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Now a play fake. Lance.
And that is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. Lance, a handoff here to Mostert.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Lance now to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Looking to throw. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked off near the 26. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammate's going to check on it because...
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Another try after the first down sack. Lance, the tight end Kittle, has it on the left side. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Gold is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
2nd and 4. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL started. Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can...
Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel from 8 yards out. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounce back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Curtis Samuel, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in Week 1.
April and May, and then you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game. It's all coming together so far.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
The return man, Wilson.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they'll have a decent amount of time, 55 seconds to work with to try to at least get down into field goal range.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they'll stop him at the 1-yard line, but small consolation there following the turnover. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. He'll look to throw.
Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And Washington going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Throwing now is Lance. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's Lance to throw it. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll throw now on the final play. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Gibson again. Stays on his feet and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down in bounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion. And now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And not much room to operate as they'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Lance throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Lance going to throw.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This is taken at the 15. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on. So this looking more and more like it is going to be a successful kickoff to their campaign as they add on here.
And partner, you know NFL coaches, they're on the sideline thinking about all the little things that need correcting. But for the most part, they've got to be ecstatic with the way this season has started out.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Lance. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they'll start with great field position at the... yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A nice throw there. We've seen a lot of those from this young man. How would you assess, Charles, his first start thus far?
I think it's been everything that they could have asked for because he's handled all the basic things quite well. And even some of the wrinkles that have been thrown at him, he's shown a lot of poise throughout and made some nice plays. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The Niners on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw, it's Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Taken in at the 11. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It has been quite a display here in the opening game of the new season. Really, they're putting the rest of the NFL on notice. They are going to be title contenders as now they look to finish things off in the 4th quarter. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. So that one will be accepted. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Washington on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Back to throw. That one is slant to McLaurin. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll go. It's Gibson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. Now here's a throw that's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off near the 44. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right. 4 down, check, 4 down.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Lance. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chase Young. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. after the sack. Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. Let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for Washington,
they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.